The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am is fine with me.
Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? We are coming to you live from New York City. Leo is in Idlewild, California. It is Tuesday, January 4th. It's freezing in New York, but I kind of like it. It's kind of refreshing. And we're ready to go. This is our new week of the new year. I am going to just find my my Facebook page, and we are going live on
We're
Facebook.
live on all three.
All three. So we're going live on the What's the Story with Maria page. We're going live on the Maria Gentili page. We are going live on Leo's page, of course, as we always do. And we are going live on our YouTube page. I just want to make sure it's going live here.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay, so...
And there's a genius in the green room.
Oh my God. All right, so yesterday I was talking to our friend Lynn, Portas,
Genius!
and we were just talking about, like, oh my God, how exhausting everything's kind of been. And we said, oh, hi, Catherine Salvio. She's just joined us. So Lynn and I were just talking, shooting the shit like we always do, you know. And we were both like, oh my God, I'm just over it. I'm over it. And she said, you know, a lot of people don't talk about how tired they are of all of this. And like, a lot of us aren't really talking about it because we're, you know, putting our best foot forward, all that. And those of us that are in the arts especially, we have to really keep our head above water. Because, you know, we're like the entertainment. So, but I mean, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be in the entertainment world to be feeling this. I think everybody's feeling this fatigue. So we were talking about that yesterday. And Lynn said, you know, it would be nice to do a show down the line where it's kind of like, oh my God, my cousin Cora's checked in. Hi, Cora. I was thinking about you today. You would love my cousin Cora, Leo. Love her. So we were talking, Lynn and I were talking yesterday, like, wouldn't it be great to just like what we miss about our generation is we used to sit around tables or in backyards or in the front of the whatever, and we would just talk and talk and talk. We're talkers. Our generation, we're talkers. And I think you're kind of your generation. I think in the middle there. But we really grew up talking, and our generations before us, we used to just sit around.
My parents used to sit around and play cards. They would play cards, and like every at the end of every function, a birthday party or like Thanksgiving, the kids go to bed, and the adults, you know, they brought out the cognac. I knew it was going to be a long night, and they would play cards all night and talk.
Right. Well, that's what we used to do, and I was noticing like this. That the younger generation, not so much like people that I work with, because as I said, we're entertainers, so we're outgoing, but a lot of these younger kids now, like even in my building, if I see someone, you know, we all have our mask on, I always go, hey, how's it going? No answer, like nothing. Even like if I pass someone, I'm like, oh, sorry, hey, how you doing? No answer, it's like zombied. And so there's Andy Prasky, we were talking about you earlier, Andy. Alana Diaz has joined us, Cora, Catherine Salvio, Lucas, oh my God, my son. Lucas is one of those younger people, as is Alana, that are just exceptions to the rule because they're so outgoing.
Lucas has been on my suggested friend list.
What, honey?
Lucas has been on my suggested friend list for the past couple of weeks, and I've not met him before. So
oh, you love him,
but he's very handsome,
and super duper sweet.
And does he sing? Apparently, does he sing?
Yes, he sings beautifully. He's also an amazing dancer, like an amazing dancer. So, but he's working at Brandy's. He works at the Duplex.
Nice, lucky.
Yes, he works at Stonewall. He does everything. And Alana tonight, and David Foley Jr. are at Stonewall. So if you are in that area, go upstairs. They start there from 9 to 2. Go upstairs and see them. Susie and I are there on Monday nights, and we have a blast.
Is your schedule still the same, speaking of which? Mondays at Stonewall, Wednesdays at the Duplex?
Yes, Fridays, and I pick up many Saturdays at Brandy's, but Friday's my night. But I've been there Saturdays for a while now. So, yes, that's my schedule. And you know me, I'm a little kooky. I pick up a lot of shifts. But Tuesday's our show. Thursdays, I'm going to start working with Susie Campanero next week with this amazing company called Road Recovery. And I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be teaching with Susie on Thursdays.
Oh, that's awesome!
At the LGBT Community Center.
Oh my goodness!
On 13th Street. How cool is that?
Who's I want to say the Susie version of your movie. Who's better than you?
Right. No matter what club.
No matter what club. That's right.
You made the promo for that. So
that's right. You had a premiere in Los Angeles and at the Real Recovery, and you had your premiere in New York, and that's one of the photos that I have of us the last few months that I was in New York, is us at that movie festival. And then we went for pierogies. Oh my God.
We went to Christine's on 2nd Avenue for pierogies.
Miles and I were just talking about that.
Oh my God, I love Polish food. I love food in general. Like it's the one thing that I can't. Okay, Andy Prasky says my parents taught me how to play cards. Yeah. Okay, so and also Lucas said you're getting a friend request, Leo.
Woo-hoo! I'm excited.
So tonight, what we're doing tonight, we want to explain to you. Lynn is going to join us soon. We've never done this before. We're doing a community check-in. So if I'm going to bring Lynn on, and if you would like to pop on the show tonight and say hi and just kind of check in and let everybody know how you're doing, how everybody's hanging on, holding on. We're going into our second year. It's been 2 years now of really like having to, what would you call it? Like, fly by the seat of our pants, improvise. The word pivot is used all the time, which is true. People have been doing that. But if you want to check in from wherever you are and say hi, you can do one of two things. You can text us in the chat here and say, yes, I'd like to, which means you're my friend. And I will, while we're doing this, either Leo or I will send you a link in Facebook Messenger for something called StreamYard. StreamYard, once you get the link, you click on it. The first page you go to says entering a broadcast studio. Hang on. And then it brings you to another page where you can see your own image. Scroll down. There's a blue tab. Click on it. And you're backstage. And Leo will bring you in. Yep. So we want to include everybody that would like to be included tonight. You can continue to do what you're doing, which is typing in. But if you'd like to pop in and say hi to us and let us know how you're doing as we go into our 2 years now of kind of like making the best of it. But I also feel like a lot of good has come out of it. A lot of community has come out of it. Lynn and I were talking about this yesterday. So that's how you do it. And I will explain it again. If you want to check into the show, just say hi and just pop in for a minute or two. You are more than welcome. Just let us know and we'll send you a StreamYard link and you can do that. Okay, Leo, what are you giggling about?
I'm thinking of Lynn's song. That's what
Do you want to play a little piece of it?
Can we? Because I love that song. And I think,
yes, please.
As you just said it, this is one of the creative parts that came out of what we've been going through.
Right.
And luckily that we have the tools to do this kind of stuff now. I wonder what they did in 1918 when they had their Spanish flu. But here's Lynn's song.
Look at you do that.
About a musician and COVID-19. Before COVID came, I had written a play, a musical, yeah, big hit on Broadway. My band was so hot, we were ready to tour. I'd be in Europe right now, Paris for sure. I met a guy, Luther, who knew a producer who once worked in Nashville, and he knew Miley Cyrus. And she'd take my songs, wouldn't be long, yeah, no. And then came the virus, now I can't cause the COVID. I can't cause the COVID. No, I wasn't slacking, I waited years for this to happen. It wasn't funny, 2020. Now I can't cause the COVID.
Can't cause the
I
COVID.
can't cause the COVID.
Can't cause the
All my
COVID.
dreams were shattered. My brain's a bit scattered. Still not having fun in 2021. Cause I can't cause the COVID.
Oh shit! Oh my gosh! Shit! I'm sending someone the link. So you guys go ahead. So
All right.
Lynn,
Hi, my
Leo,
Lynn.
Leo, do
I
you
can
hear
hear you, my love. Yes.
Well, you know the truth of that song was that honestly, at that time when I wrote it, which was the top of 2021, there were so many excuses. Maria and I had already had a little show. We had a class together. I was writing songs for her drinks, for her classroom. I was
That
writing,
was fun. That was
I was
fun.
writing. I was back in work. I was doing virtual. Everybody was figuring out a way. But you always find our friends and musicians and artists who were like, yeah, well, I was supposed to be touring in Europe, but because of COVID, and then after a while, it's like, okay, like it's a year, you got to do something. You got to
Right.
get up, and we all have it, but especially artists, because we are so emotional. And it was kind of a dig on myself and my own excuses and my friends and people I knew that had a ton of excuses for doing nothing. And I had to laugh at it. And I can't cause COVID, but I think the part of the song that really got me was "Come and see your new baby." Maybe
right,
visit my aunt. I can't cause of COVID.
right. But you know what's so funny? I love
excuses.
this because who else would think of that but Lynn? But it's true. Like those of us that are artists. I mean, I'll speak for myself. I drag my feet a lot on a lot of stuff. It's
Maria, the one with the I told you I'd go up there and visit you, Wisconsin. I got the shot, but it's Johnson and Johnson.
I think that's
Bridge, come see your new baby. Maybe visit my aunt. I can't cause of COVID. That wedding, I just can't go. That baby shower, sprinkle, whatever. Oh no. Come to your birthday in my living room with my laptop, no pants on. I see you in Zoom. I said I'd visit you up there in Wisconsin. Yeah, I got the shot, but it's Johnson and Johnson's. Oh, I can't. And who knew Johnson and Johnson? There wouldn't even be a booster, and I didn't know it was going to be the shot it was, but
I took it too. Hey, no tears.
and Judy too. She got it.
Listen, it was a one-shot deal, which was to a lot of people is a hell of a lot.
Yeah, but you know what? Now they're saying the Johnson & Johnson just 2 months later you got to get boosted, but the other ones it's 6 months. Hey, you know what? We're finding out more and more every day, which is amazing. Rena Crignali-Berge has joined us, and now I have two cousins.
She's coming
two
in.
cousins on the feed.
I want to see everybody's face. I said to Maria, we really need to see your face. It's great sometimes on Facebook, and I love talking, but
A face like Andy Prasky's face.
Oh my God, Andy Preston! Joining us, community check-in, Andy. Oh my God, Andy.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Andy.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey.
Joining us, community check-in. Oh, now it's got a little feedback there. That's
who's
okay.
here?
Hi, everybody. Hi,
Hey,
Andy.
sweetheart.
Huh?
Leo, how can we correct that problem?
Who's here?
Everyone can.
Hey, everybody.
Leo, how can we correct
Hold
that?
on, let me see that.
All right, hold on. Maybe, turn down. If you have it on somewhere else, maybe turn it down. That might
Somebody
be
has a TV on there. Yeah, another screen. You got to turn that to mute. There you go.
Maybe that's it.
As soon as you turn the other device to mute, Andy, or the page, and then come back on.
Yeah, okay.
As soon as you turn the other device to mute, Andy, or the page.
Yes, maybe.
I muted it and it was fine, so I don't know. Okay. As soon as you do the other device today, or the
I don't. Maybe watching it on a computer, Andy, or on your phone.
It's somebody else. Got it.
Maybe that's why.
There you go.
That's it. That's
Sorry.
it.
Oh, that's my fault.
Don't worry.
No worries. You're a rookie. It's okay.
I am a rookie.
So we want to welcome Andy Prasky. Is such a great supporter of our show. We've been friends a long time, Andy. I'm so happy to see you.
Thank you.
He's in Jersey, and he has our apron. Did you get your calendar? I sent it to you.
I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm checking. I didn't check the mailbox today, but
Okay, you should get it like any day because I sent it out maybe like about 4 or 5 days ago.
Good.
I know the mail's been really slow this week.
Yeah. Oof.
So Andy, yesterday I was talking with Lynn, and we were just saying that, like, you know, people like us will sit around and talk about things that bother us. Check in with us, Andy. So what's going on?
Okay.
I mean, it's been a long road.
I know. Well, for me, I don't know if you want to hear it from personally or professionally.
Either or both.
Personally, I came back from Mexico in March of 2020, and I had COVID very bad.
Oh, wow.
2 weeks of 102 fever every day, coughing, and it was really, I was scared. But I refused to go to the hospital because I believed if I went there, I was not going to leave. That's how I felt. So when I came back from Mexico, I had bought 2 Mexican Z-Packs, which I shouldn't be saying online, but I don't care. So I bought 2 Mexican Z-Packs, which actually I think really helped me.
Represent. Thank you, Ann.
There you go. Because Mexican Z-Packs are double the strength of American Z-Packs.
Wow.
So where it's 250 milligrams, the Mexican version is 500. And I really believe that taking those 2 Z-Packs, and I was teleconferencing with my doctor, who wasn't very much help because it was still too new for her to know anything. And I think those 2 Z-Packs really prevented me from getting to the hospital with any kind of like pneumonia or lung problem. It was a really touchy issue for a while.
Wow.
But it took me, I started getting symptoms March 20th. I didn't get a negative COVID test result until June 5th.
What? Whoa.
It took me forever to shed. Now, not that I was contagious, but it took me forever to shed the virus.
Right.
Crazy. Well,
Andy, are you working again now? Or?
Yeah. I'm directing a ton of stuff. I'm a director, and I've been directing a lot of interesting projects. Tons of really community helpful projects. Metastatic breast cancer, cancer awareness, diabetes awareness. I've been doing a lot of projects that deal with all sorts of medical issues. And this is where COVID is affecting me professionally. I'm supposed to be in 3 different cities within a matter of 6 days to interview patients. I won't even talk about the disease, but it's 3 different patients who are immunocompromised. And I can't get it through my head that my client actually wants us to bring a crew and myself into someone's home who are immunocompromised and who are patients.
Especially now.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be shooting on January 14th, 16th, and 17th. Wow. And I'm like freaking out and I have a conference call with them tomorrow, and I'm actually going to say to them, you know what? Is this the right idea? Is this the right time to do this?
Bad time.
Right.
Bad time.
Yeah.
I want to look out for the community good. And
but that's great. And you know what? I think that it's like, again, here we go. Lynn and I were talking about this yesterday, but I think we have had to reevaluate everything all over again. Like we were going to do another show in Massachusetts in February, and we talked about it, and we're like, no, let's just wait till April or May. Like, there's no reason, there's no rush on this. It's not a surgery. It's entertainment.
Exactly.
It can wait.
Yes.
But
that's what I'm doing.
I'm so glad you're okay, Andy. What a scare.
It truly was a scare. But I've had, just anybody out there, I've had both vaccinations. I've had my booster. I've had my normal flu shot. I had very mild reactions, obviously, but everyone should do it. We got to do it, So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Well,
it really helped a lot.
listen, I really would like to have you back on the show
Yeah.
some night to be a guest, like an actual. Tonight you popped in, like we're doing community check-in,
Mhm.
and I was so happy to see you. You've been so sweet to me and the show, and so supportive.
Love you.
I love you to pieces.
I love you.
mean, really, you're such a lovely person.
Well,
but let's
love it.
schedule. Let's
Yeah, I would
schedule.
love it, you know.
when
I'm
you
great
come
at
on.
Maria. I'm great at cocktail parties because I have a million stories about a million different people.
I know. Maybe, you know what we'll do? Maybe we'll have you and Bill Morgan on together.
Bill's my buddy. Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
You know, I love
together
Bill.
for a number of years.
I know. And Bill introduced us,
Mm-hmm.
and just like we go way, way, way back. It's just great. So let's do that, Andy. Let's look at your Tuesdays going forward.
Yeah.
And you pick a Tuesday that you would like, and then I'll reach out to Bill and we'll do it.
Sounds amazing.
Andy
Love you guys.
Prasky, everybody. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you for checking in.
Be safe, be well, be healthy.
Okay, honey. Andy Prasky from New Jersey, sweetheart, hardworking guy, very, very creative.
So I have to tell you, John is stuck on the boat.
Your son John, who we had on the show, John Giuliano, stuck
He's
on
on
the
the
boat.
tug. He's on the tug. Joe, say hi. Come say hi. Joe's here.
Hey, kids.
Hi, Joe.
Sit
Go
here.
Giants.
Go
I love Joe.
Sit, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
It's Leo.
Hey, how you doing,
Tell
Leo?
him what happened to John.
Yeah, John's relief got
Sit.
COVID,
Sit so they can see your face.
so he can't get off the boat. And
So
they
John is an engineer on a ship.
right. So
and
John's the
he's-
chief engineer. He can't get off the boat because his relief has COVID. They have another guy who has COVID. They have another guy with a broken collarbone. They have another
my God.
guy who quit.
All right, don't go too many.
So yeah, I'm not giving any more details than that. But anyway, so he can't get off the boat. They have no relief, so he's stuck on the boat until his guy tests negative.
So he's on the tug. He was on for 3 weeks. He missed
Because
Christmas.
of Thanksgiving and Christmas, he was there for 3 weeks instead
Now
of 2.
he's missed New Year, so he's still on the boat.
Holy mackerel. It's like
And
a
he
month.
can't get off until, some of these guys at sea, their stories. He told me a guy stuck out there months and months, can't get off the boat.
Wow.
So we're hoping he gets home soon. But
So
his
these are the
girlfriend is
crazy things that happen.
Yeah,
Mandar Chick Magnet has joined
Yes,
us.
is he
Mandar.
popping in? Mandar.
I don't know. I mean, Mandar, you could pop in if
Come
you
on,
want to.
Mandar.
Check in. But you know what? He's like just
He's all over
gallivanting
the
around.
world. He's all over
I
the
see-
world.
I saw a picture of Mandar, literally not just flanked by chicks, but a whole family of people that he didn't even know. But he was the star of the show. They all had hats on. They were celebrating life. It was crazy. Mandar is the party guy.
Yeah.
So, hey, Leo, do we, let me see. What time is it? Because I think we got somebody coming in soon.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Bobby,
Lynn, that
Hi,
was a
Bobby.
surprise. That was
Hi.
to surprise you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Bobby,
Okay.
you're an old pro now.
I'm a what?
You're a pro now. You've been on the show a few times.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm embarrassed to say that I use this other browser, Safari. So I get on and it says your browser won't support the
Oh,
link.
right. You need Chrome.
So I said, and my kids could help me, but they're at their mom's house. So I go, okay, now I got to figure this out. So of course I got the Chrome thing right next to it. So I press on Chrome, I copy the link, I do what my kids taught me how to do, and it worked.
Isn't it great to have teenagers?
Yeah, it's great to have teenagers when they're here. When they're not here, I'm on my own. So,
I know.
meanwhile,
So how you doing, Bobby? Community check-in. How
good,
you
except I
doing,
have no
Bobby?
hair. I'm good. I caught Andy there for a minute, and I heard about his ordeal with COVID, and I'm doing well. The kids are doing well. Their mom's doing well, and I love being on Facebook with you guys all the time. You're watching my kids grow up.
We love you.
It's been wonderful. But Bobby, you went through it. You had COVID.
I did, and my little one got it. This was in November of 20 wait, where are we now? 20. It was in November of 2020.
Wow.
And she got it. We're not sure. She didn't have any symptoms, but when I had symptoms, we all got tested, and Bella and their mom did not have it. Mero was positive, but we didn't know, no symptoms. We didn't know when or where she got it. And then I had it with, I'd say, scary symptoms, but not, it was more in my head. I was kind of foggy and I couldn't, it was more, like having mononucleosis. I was going to bed at like 2 PM.
Wow.
Yeah. It's funny that you should say get in your head because I was talking to a friend of mine. She lives in Texas. And she got it, and her husband got it on Christmas. Mm. And so we've been kind of texting back and forth. And I said to her, don't let it get in your head, because that's the scariest part, I feel, of this whole thing, is that when it gets in your head, the fear of like, am I going to die? Am I going to end up in the hospital? That fear is so strong that you can't do anything. You can't move. You're literally paralyzed with fear. And so that's why I was trying to kind of talk with her. She's a lovely person. And her husband ended up in the hospital on a ventilator. Yeah. But and I don't want to get into this too much on the show, but you know what I'm talking about. Some people are covered. Mm-hmm. Some people are not. Mm-hmm. So that we have to take care of ourselves and we have to protect ourselves. Like one of the things that Fauci was saying this week was, and a lot of people have been saying, is like, we know a lot. We know so many things now that we didn't know then. Right. And Lynn's daughter, Jackie, is a doctor. And she's been saying...
I know.
She comes on the show, Bobby.
He was this big when I met him.
Bobby,
you used to let him play the drums. You'd say, come on. You put him on your lap.
You both look great. You both look great. Love it.
Feel good.
Bobby was the drummer at Tony and Tina's wedding. Lynn was the musical director. And I was in the show, and that's how we all met. But Lynn's kids were little.
They were babies, and Bobby, you were great. You were great with them. I
remember them coming by the show. I know. I want to. Andy just.
Can I stop for a second before you say, because Andy said, which I think is very important. We're going to have Andy back on the show where we can actually have him as a guest. But he said, post-COVID, my memory has definitely been affected. Mm-hmm. Have you felt that at all, Bobby?
My memory was affected before I got COVID. But I'm going to tell you how I got hit with it, just since this is the topic. Plus, I want to point something out. Tennessee is, again, leading the league in cases. Now, you got to understand, that Tennessee, besides being like a long...
You're there.
State. Yeah, but I mean, it's a long... There's 4 cities. There's Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville, and Chattanooga. The rest of it's like little towns. And so how the hell can we have more cases than Florida? But it's so that's scary. But when I got it, it was November 18th. I was going for a walk on the Greenway, and I wasn't feeling very well, but I was just kind of like feeling like, flu was coming on. I went, okay, here we go. And I was kind of expecting to get it anyway. And I actually got confused as to which direction I was walking in.
Oh my God!
Wow.
And I had to ask somebody. I said, "Well, where? Because it's a circle. It's a greenway, for crying out loud. It goes around a circle. We have a lot of those." And I didn't know. Somehow, I just got confused. And it was, it's a path with a bunch of trees. So for me, it's easy to get lost anyway. But I knew something was wrong, and then I went and got tested, and sure enough, I had it. I had one scary night, but it was really not, I see why people can minimize it, because it was really like a fever, and then the fever broke. I had my oxygen thing on my finger. It never went below 95. I have asthma, so I thought it was going to hit me in the chest. Never hit me in the chest. It hit me in my head, and I was foggy for months afterwards, like what Andy just said. And so it never affected my breathing. But, so anyway. But
that's what's happening. And that's why, I think it's important that we talk about it, because a lot of people, now it seems like everybody's getting it, right? People that didn't get it before are getting it now. Or know someone that has it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every family, it seems. Every family in
brothers. There's people down here that are getting it for a second time. And they're
what?
That's what's scary. My friend John, he plays on Lower Broadway a lot, and he's from Indiana, but I knew him up in New York, and then I played with him down here for 20 years. And he got it early on. He got it when Lena got it, back in the first wave. And he was really sick. So he posted the other day that he has the Omicron. But Winnie, my kid's mom, got tested today because she's not feeling well. So we may all end up having to get tested again.
Yeah.
But we're all boosted too. You know, my little
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my friends that are boosted are having very mild symptoms.
Yeah.
But if you're not boosted, some people are getting like a flu, and some people are getting, it depends. It really depends.
Everybody's different. Every case.
That's what was scary the first time. Everybody was different.
Yeah. Okay. Andy says stress releases cortisol, which has a negative impact on the body. Yeah. Very interesting.
Well, I'm full of cortisol, let me tell you.
well, Bobby, you're from New York. You're Jewish.
Yeah.
You're a musician. You have kids, of course.
And I play in church too. Lynn doesn't know. I play praise music in a
wow, I'm impressed, Bobby.
African American church. And asked me how I got there, and asked me how I've stayed there. That's a whole nother story. But it's worked out great. And my kids sing at the church. And it was all about getting Mero into her culture and into the music. And I've got other surprises to tell you, but I can't tell you now. But I'll tell you more. But it's all about my kids at this point. And Lynn, you know that because at some point it really is. It's like
Yeah, nothing else matters.
And I spend a lot of time in the car. Getting where they gotta go.
Yeah, wow. It's that age, but you're a wonderful dad. I cry when I see these pictures. I don't need much more. I'm kind of disappeared from Facebook a lot. I just too much to talk about.
Well, let me tell you one quick thing about just today. Bella, even with her special, different ability, she has Down syndrome. She is one hell of a piano player and a guitar player. We've had my kids have been taking lessons since they're both for 10 years now. And we got into this musical bridges, it's called, and it's a special needs music therapy program where they give lessons. But Mero's been taking lessons with them too. They come to the house a couple of Saturdays a month. But Bella has shined on the piano. Both of them have. But Bella can play the piano and guitar. And today we were playing the Dierks Bentley song 5150 because she loves that bro country stuff. Yeah. And I simplified the words a little bit, and she's strumming like that.
I want to see it.
Yeah,
you got a video.
One last quick story about her. So they did the Christmas.
Honey, tell as many stories as you want.
Bella's played. Well, once I start on the kids. So Bella's played, but you guys would love this because we did music, 30 years ago together. Bella's playing "Go Tell It on the Mountain." Okay, and she's using the right finger. She plays the pinky. She has to move her finger over here to play it. She does it all, but she wouldn't play it straight. She wouldn't play it as written. The teacher wanted to go dum bum 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 bum. She wouldn't do that. She's going dum da 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 da. I said,
you have to swing it.
That's it. I said, Bella, I don't think Melissa wants you to swing it. She goes, I'm swinging it like this. So I said, hey, Melissa, you're going to have to let it go, But I wanted her to do that anyway.
How great is that?
But those are musician kids' stories. I mean, look, we don't expect our children to grow up musicians to be musicians. Actually, we pray that they don't. But my daughter, Jackie was only one story, my only music story. They all did music, but she was in the 3rd grade. She had cello. She came home with the cello.
I remember that.
And, she was doing D, E, F sharp, D, and then she's playing, then she put it down, and she said, I don't want it anymore. I said, first day. I'm like, Jackie, why are you giving up? She says, I don't like the F sharp. I don't like the first, because they put tape on it.
Yeah.
And the tape wasn't really where the F sharp should have been.
Yeah.
They told her to put her finger on the tape for the F sharp. They have a tape because there's no frets in a cello. Right? They put the so I said, oh my God, she's right. This tape should be a little further up.
Is that true? So she knew that.
That's how I knew. But that's only because musicians have musical kids, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
But I love these stories. Like she's gonna swing.
Kids, I mean, and Mero's
she's gonna swing. Go tell it on the mountain.
Mero's in an all-girls school, Harpeth Hall, which is a pretty prestigious private school down here. And it's one of the good things about me still being in Nashville. She's halfway through her freshman year, and it's kind of a jock school too. So they're, I mean, like super athletes. One of the alumni just won the silver medal in the one of the relay races in the swimming. I mean, and
Like
Reese Witherspoon went there. Minnie Pearl
And they're
went there.
competitive. It's good. It gives them,
great.
But she doesn't do.
Real
She's not a
power.
big athlete, so we found that out kind of a long time ago. So she's doing all the theater. So she just got the role of Mr. Green in Clue, and she was James in A Giant Peach a few years ago. So they're doing. I mean, all this behind me. They have theater posters. I showed Maria the last time. That's
I
all
know.
this stuff. That's all.
What happened to you? Musical theater.
I know, but it's like my foyer looks like a theater lobby, which was kind of the plan. But it's their stuff, not mine. I haven't done a show since you guys pretty much. So
Yeah, but
I'm loving
Bobby, you as a musician, you're working all the time, right? I mean, you're still.
I play, but not as much. You know why? Because I go to. As a matter of fact, what time is it? Your time? 9:30. It's 8:30.
Yeah, about 9:35.
8:35. I'm going to watch 15 minutes of. Well, I binge watched The Sopranos. I just got done with that. I hadn't watched that in 20 years, and we have a lot of friends who were in that show.
A lot of friends.
Now I'm binge watching the original Dexter, which I never saw.
Ooh.
So I'm like in the third season of that. So I'll watch about 20 minutes of that and fall asleep. So I'll be asleep by 9 o'clock my time. So I don't hang out anymore. I don't do late gigs.
Dexter,
Well,
then you're gonna have some sweet dreams.
Yeah,
Well,
that show's good. I like that.
Lenny, how late are your gigs? They usually end by midnight, right?
Higgins, I did send Leo. I'm working steady Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday out here in Long Island. So I can't complain. But they're like restaurants, so like 10, 10:30. Then
I'm on Central Time now, so I couldn't even make it to 11 o'clock the other night.
There it is where Lenny works.
That's my Wednesday night. Right on the water. Thursday nights I'm at a good nice steakhouse. Friday night I'm in a neighborhood
In
place
Long
here
Island?
in Merrick. Yeah, all Long Island. And Saturday I'm in Westbury, all Long Island.
All right.
So, it's nice to be close to home.
Wait, is that an old restaurant? Because I remember going to a restaurant with my family years ago in Seaport.
That's
in
in
Roslyn.
Belmore, I think. Belmore.
Okay.
This one is in
This
is the long Jones Beach Hotel. It's the old hotel. Downstairs is a steakhouse. This is where Thursday's beautiful. But nobody was there Thursday. It was like one table.
Well, what I found, and this is why we were talking yesterday, what I found is now, people are, because of the holidays, a lot of people went and got tested, and then a lot of people found out that they were positive, where they might not have gotten tested, but they wanted to travel. So now a lot of people are staying in because they're doing their quarantine, and because it's cold and the outsides aren't open. So I found that it was a little lighter this week, definitely. I mean, I didn't know if it was the holidays.
It's kind of both. Remember, the first couple of weeks of January is slow anyway.
Yeah. Well, last night, though, at Stonewall, it was me and Susie and John. We were packed.
Stonewall's always packed.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
We were, it's what I like about it up there, it's huge. It's really spread out. And now, but what Brandy's and the duplex, the duplex and Stonewall, they put plexiglass back up. So that the performers now, we perform behind plexiglass.
Yeah, it's better. It's also, I think, for people. I think people forget. They still come over to you. Hey, they forget. They want you to sit. How you doing? They want to come and kiss you. It's kind of. I kind of like the plexiglass back for now. It's just all over. It's rampant.
Yeah.
But luckily, I'm gonna knock on my. I got lucky. This so far so good. Who is here?
Jay Rivera. Oh my God. Jay, can you hear us?
Hey guys.
Isn't he? Hi, sweetheart. So I was looking at your comments.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. So I love when Jay comes on because Jay's been on with Jackie with Lynn's daughter before. They've done like a health and wellness show. Jay is our friend. He's Susie's friend as well, and he's a personal trainer and a nutritionist, and he just knows his stuff.
All right.
I love Jay.
Jay, like what Andy was talking about, I thought was very important about the stress and what we You know what, Jay? Flip yourself a little bit. I don't know why it flips like that, where Jay's upside down.
You gotta turn your phone.
Yeah, you got to turn the phone a little bit, Jay. I don't know.
You're sideways.
I think he froze too.
This happened last time.
I can't go like this. What are you doing to me?
What,
There
okay.
you go.
There you are. Okay. So Jay, what Andy was saying about the the what's released when during like stress in the brain. Can you elaborate on any of that stuff and what are some of the things that we can do either before or after we've had COVID to get our brains and all that stuff moving again? What is the best thing a person can do?
Yeah, we don't hear you now.
I don't know why we don't hear Jay. Hold on a second. Maybe put the headphones on. All right, and then see if you're muted, Jay. Maybe we'll do it that way.
It looks like a cigarette.
Because I really want to hear what Jay has to say. He's got every time I'm in a car with Jay.
Vitamin D for your turmeric and
Can you? No, not yet. I don't know why we're not hearing Jay. Jay, just check if he's not muted. Maybe it's the Wi-Fi.
Maybe.
And I was saying it's bad Wi-Fi.
Okay. Now he's muted, so maybe you can see on the actual screen, Jay. Just unmute yourself. All right. This is too bad. Okay, so you know what, Jay? One of the things that you can do, maybe type in.
There you go, zinc for sure.
Zinc. So what Jackie was telling me, zinc, turmeric, vitamin D, vitamin C, of course, we should always be taking. But, yeah, I don't know why. Jay, you know what? We can't hear you, honey. Maybe just type in. Maybe it'll be better if you type in, and then we can pop up what you... But I'm specifically looking for the unfogging of the brain. Like, what are the best foods that we can use for the brain? Anything, what do you as a nutritionist tell us? And you can type it in, and it'll come up and Leo will post it. What can we do as just everyday humans to get all that going again? Like, Anthony Barilli.
Look at him. Ask him. He's still lost 150 pounds.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, go ahead, Anthony.
Well, no, I checked it. I was scrolling. I see Bobby.
Get closer, baby, to the microphone. So
okay, can you hear me?
Okay, yes.
Is that better? So, anyway, Bobby starts talking to me, then talking about what's going to bed. I'm like, I'm going to bed. It's like, I'm done.
You go to bed and you came back in. But, Anthony, did you... Mr. Met, right, he's Mr. Met Barilli. That's what they call him. So, Anthony, how have you been feeling?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm good. Okay. And, your kids are back in school or they're still home?
I know they're home, thanks for asking. Sabino's going back in a few days.
I can't hear.
I know. It's hard to hear you, Anthony. Come closer to your microphone.
You know what? Did I check? It's not the mic, it's the, hold on.
I know. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's a Wi-Fi thing.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for checking in, community checking, Anthony Barilli from...
Great, Anthony.
Yeah.
Bayside.
What a handsome man.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit, but it's just like very thin.
All right, I'm gonna say good night.
Well, we love you.
In a professional manner. I love you guys too. Great to see you all.
Love you too, honey.
In the flesh, this is great.
That's what I said. It's great for me to see the faces. Yes. It feels good.
All right, have a great show. Always a pleasure.
You too, honey.
I love you all.
Say hello to the family.
I will. Thank you. You do the same. Bye.
And how, let's see, Jay, do we have Jay back?
Jay's typing.
Oh, Jay's typing. Good. All right, so.
Like seeing.
What Jay's been, just follow, okay. Fact, our positive attitudes will help you with your immune system. Our pessimism will make us sicker. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Just keep typing in. So, okay, Jay says vitamin C, D3, zinc, magnesium, turmeric, lysine. Jay, I'm a big fan of magnesium, just in general, because because I bartend, I'm standing on my legs all night, 4 nights a week. And if I find that if I don't take magnesium, I get leg cramps. So it's been very, very helpful for that. Yeah, and it just helps with a lot of things. So thank you. Those are all great things. And I think Dr. Jackie would agree with you 100%.
She says the same, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a show soon with Jackie and Jay coming back on. Hang on, because we have reached the part of our show called Get Ahead, Keep Eating. All right, so
What are we eating?
In order to stay creative, because I asked my creative friends to jump on, I've been eating like a nut. So January, then you start to say, I better start getting back in. So I'm starting to tell myself I'm going back on the keto, which for me is the best way because it's just protein and vegetables. What did I make tonight?
Oh, beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous, Linny? I made a flounder. This is a filet of sole. And I cooked it. Well, I had to write it down because you know me, I put so many ingredients in. So this is a filet of sole with marinated in lemon, thyme, rosemary, oregano, garlic, Old Bay, sherry, and then I have some sugar snap peas here, scallions, red and orange baby peppers. I tasted a little bit earlier. Thank you, Annette. Coming from you, that means a lot. Because Annette has that great show called Kitchenette. So that's what I made. No carbs on that except for the because I'm going to try to get back in. A little at a time. Okay. For salad tonight, I have red leaf lettuce with a pico de gallo, which is chopped onions, tomatoes, and cilantro. And then I got fresh avocados, which I don't know if avocados are out of season, but I couldn't find an avocado to save my life. And I live in Washington Heights. So that's to tell you something. I mean, there are more avocados here than people.
Not in California, baby.
Okay, all right. So something was up with that, but I'm going, and I'm just putting I put lime on this, and I'm just going to put some extra virgin olive oil, very simple, and a little bit of tahini. If you've never had tahini, it's off the hook. It's from Mexico. Shout out, Leo. And it's kind of like a lime salt. It's incredible.
Wow.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Now for dessert, because I had to make a little dessert. But this is in honor of our golden girl, Betty White. They used to talk about tapioca all the time on that show for some reason. So I made a tapioca parfait with a little whipped cream, a little tapioca, and on top here I have a dollop of Ken's Perfect Jams, the Pride Jam, which is my favorite. So I might eat a little of that, not the whole thing.
That's beautiful, Maria.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm going back in slowly. I can't completely go back. Slowly telling myself it's time to eat protein and vegetables again. And that's it. And Jay is sideways now. What are we going to do?
There's Leo. Hey, Leo.
And there's Leo.
Hola.
Leo, now you're working with kids. Oh, there's Jay again. Leo, you're working with kids.
Yes.
And kids are very different than adults. And Bobby, I want you to piggyback on this too, because you wrote something on your Facebook wall. They seem less bothered by things than we are, right? Like they don't mind wearing masks. They don't mind.
If you tell them matter of factly, then they're matter of fact. But kids don't really understand sarcasm. They don't really understand that. They don't process it at that age yet. It's something that they learn, as they get into the teenage years, which I don't deal with anymore. So, but so it's just you tell them it's good for everybody. It's good for you. And it has to be done. We have to do it.
Now,
and they're like, okay.
And that's it. Yeah, like our class on Saturdays, the kids are so cute. Like they'll tell you, and we all have our masks, and we're dancing, and we're singing, and we're acting. But one little kid will raise his hand and say, can we take a mask break? Mm-hmm. And What we do is we go outside on the porch, we stand 6 feet apart, and everybody takes off their masks, and we stay out there. We breathe in the fresh air, and it's cold out there, but for like 5 minutes. Then we put our mask back on, and we go back in. They never complain. They're wonderful. They don't talk about their freedom being taken away. They just wear their masks. Now, Bobby, I saw something you wrote on your Facebook wall that I thought was, you said something that you had driven by a bus stop and you saw kids that were wearing their masks.
Yeah.
And they weren't arguing. They just were doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, what was ironic about that was, I drive by this neighborhood, I take some of the back streets, and there were all these kids waiting for the bus. And I noticed that, and they were outside too. And my kids do the same thing. They put their masks on in the car, and then, my both of them, they get out of the car, they already have the masks on. Bella never takes her mask off. She just wears it. And she's got glasses and hearing aids and everything, so it's a pain in the ass for her to wear these things. But she does. But I remember that particular morning, and Nashville was not on the top of the list of compliant people, and even after a lot of people died. But I drive by and I see the kids wearing their masks, and they're doing what kids do at the bus stop. They're knocking each other's backpacks, throwing shit at each other and everything, but they're wearing their masks. And it's like they go, we got to go to school, we got to wear clothes, and we're wearing our masks. These adults are the ones that just went, I'm not wearing it, my personal freedom.
Right.
And I'm telling you, even when this thing hit in March of 2020, what was it, 2019?
2020.
2020. I mean, I went into Publix up in one of the surrounding counties here, and nobody was wearing a mask. Nobody. And they were just, I'm not wearing it. And I got into a couple of arguments with people, and then I said, you know what? Screw it. My kid's wearing it, I'm wearing it. And then when I got it, it was really upsetting because if everybody just did it from the beginning, like the kids did, it wouldn't have been a problem. And the kids wanted to go to school. They didn't want to not graduate. They didn't want to graduate in a parking lot, last year. Bella was a junior, but her buddies graduated in a parking lot, in a drive around.
I know, isn't that crazy? I mean, we are gonna look back on this. Just how Facebook does your photo book for the year. Last year was like everything was masked, and then this year I thought was going to be different. Most of the year is different, and then the tail end of the year, the mask again. Yeah. But you know what? It's so funny. I mean, now I'm like what Andy was saying. It was like, but Andy, we got to bring you back on. Like, well, he's got his own. When Andy comes on for his own show, but like what he was saying about, we just didn't know anything. Like we didn't know anything in the beginning. So like the fear, that's like I know we don't have much time, but like that's kind of what I wanted to really talk about more. Like how do we help each other? Because I find that my friends help me the most out of it.
I never had it, and everybody had it now, and it's like I'm waiting for it to get me. But you didn't know. Like that's how you feel. It's just like, okay, my brothers and sisters and my friends, everybody had it. And my kids were okay so far.
God, that's great. That's great.
But is it? It is. It's like it's knocking on your door and it's coming to get you. It's the boogeyman. It does kind of creep you if you didn't get it, and you're waiting for it. Now this time they're like, everybody's gonna get it. Jack's like, that's it. Everybody's gonna get it somehow or another. We're gonna, even if you had it, you just had a mild case, so everybody's gonna get it.
So what's the best thing we can do? Just kind of like keep doing what we're doing and go about our business.
I mean, you one day at a time, isn't it? I mean, you don't know. I mean, even the doctors don't know because it's something that they can't predict. All new. Yeah, it's all new, and just when you think it's going to go left, it goes right, and you have to. We have to keep being stupid, and keep being silly, and keep being just go. We're human beings, and human beings have gone through how many changes in our existence, from Egypt to the Greeks to the Roman, with plagues, and we're here. It's still
here.
We're still here.
Yeah.
this plague and that plague, politics and that guy and dear. We're still here.
And you know what it always comes down to? Judy was talking about this. Andy says, I call the virus the invisible bullet. Wow, Andy, that's profound. That's a really good way to, it's like the thing you can't see. It's true, but what we were talking about is just that through history, it's always been pride that has messed things up. It's always some crazy power-hungry guy and a couple other guys, and then the other bunch of guys get together, and it's like, no, I'm better, you're better. It's always pride. And if people were just to say, okay, enough with that, let's just come from what's best for everybody, it would be so different. One of the things that I'm kind of excited about is that this new mayor that we have now, Eric Adams.
Ask about him. He's a vegan. He's vegan.
He's a vegan?
Yeah.
We live here. We didn't know her.
Yeah, well, he was on MSNBC. He was on Morning Joe, and he was talking about, with Al Sharpton, he's talking about nutrition and diet. It was great.
Wow. Yeah. Well, one of the things, I think he's the best man for the job right now, although I voted for Garcia. Mm-hmm. But I do think that he's going to be a good, because he's a good balance, and he sees both sides of things. But one of the first things he did, which I was so impressed with, is he appointed 5 lieutenant generals? Yeah. All women. So they are all in charge of really big operations in New York. 5 women. And he took Garcia, who was one of his opponents, and now she's head of major operation in the city. So I said to myself, here's this tough guy, right? He was a captain. He was a cop, he's captain. He's African American. So he's been through some stuff as a kid, as a young man. He knows that side of it. And what is the first thing that he does? He appoints 5 women in charge. And I thought that was very egoless. He was putting that guy pride aside and saying, you know what? I think this is going to be good. We're back to scrambling again. We got to start taking care of each other again. And I just thought it was a really good move. So, and anything but de Blasio. I mean, I'm just over him. Everybody's over him. But
Andy Cohen is over him. Did you see Andy Cohen? Did you see Andy Cohen the other night? Nobody?
I didn't. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of his.
It was CNN or something.
And at the very end, he bashes de Blasio.
Oh, does he?
I'm not saying anything. You got to see.
No, but I'll look. I'm not a fan of Andy Cohen.
There's memes and stuff all about it or something.
Andy Prasky says, my great uncle died during the influenza pandemic of the 1920s. My great aunt lost her 2 children. So entire families during pandemics. This is not a full pandemic. It's just that we weren't. Yeah. The department had been gutted. Let's put it that way.
It's our experience now. We're experiencing it. People almost forgot about the 1918 until this came up because I don't know. They walked out of science classes apparently, and they walked out of history.
Well, okay. Andy Cohen was a mess. Embarrassing. I'm with you, Andy Prasky. I don't care who knows it, and I don't care who tells him. I am not a fan of that man. I think that he is a mess, and I call him the Michael Vick of reality TV.
He the one that does a New Year's Eve thing? Who's it?
Yeah, but he also does the Housewives. He's the producer.
I know. Yeah.
And he does those reunions, and as soon as they all get along, he starts some stuff.
He's pretty much Bravo TV, isn't he?
Yeah. Not a fan. And you can tell him I said that. Not a fan.
He's making on your show,
Oh, no. He's not. No.
But he had Anderson Cooper with him, so I wonder how that went.
And I love Anderson Cooper.
They always drink their way into the new year, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
I can't watch them. It's like
they get crazy. You know what I feel like? I feel like this, and we're going to have to wrap it up. I feel like this. I feel like like when I see Anderson Cooper with Andy Cohen, I feel like that teacher that wants to pull in Anderson aside and say, "Don't hang around with that boy. Your grade average is going to go down.
Perfect.
You want to graduate? Do not hang around with that boy."
A boy like that.
Bad influence. But okay. Anyway, as we're getting we're getting down to the wire. Jay, do we have any sound on Jay yet?
I hope so.
I don't think so. No, something's up.
I'm gonna pop off. Maybe if we leave, you'll hear Jay. Sometimes it's, you know what I mean. If there's fewer of us on the screen.
You want me to
But
get
I
on?
love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you.
I love you too, Lynn. We got about a
Tonight, the
minute.
part the mute is played by Jay Rivera.
No, I think it's I don't know what the hell it is. But anyway, we want to thank Lynn Portas. We want to thank Bobby Kent, Leo
Good to see you guys.
Rodriguez, Jay Rivera. Thank you, honey, for trying to come on. And Jay's been writing a lot of stuff. But follow Jay because he knows a lot of amazing things about nutrition and all that stuff.
Yes.
And we, the reason we did this, and maybe we'll do more of these, is because we just want people to come on and talk about what's happening. And we have to kind of, what, honey?
It's great to see your faces.
Yes.
It's
And
important
we have to
to
talk
know
about
you're
what's
okay.
happening.
It's one thing to say I'm okay on paper or on a text. It's
Yeah.
great to see you, Bobby. You look amazing.
You too. You too.
Like
My
yesterday.
God, this is when Maria asked me earlier. I was with Bella. Actually, we were in the middle of practice, and I went, "Yeah!"
I know. I'm so happy. And I want to surprise Lynn. So we're going to do a couple more of these. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Jay, thank you for trying to get on, honey. It's just frustrating, but I'm glad. It was nice to see your face. By the way, Jay, I won't show it, but Jay is Mr. April. And we do have a calendar. If you guys want a calendar, they're $15. Please let us know. Reach out to us, and I will mail them out to you.
Hey.
Nothing but the apron. Bobby, you can't have this in your house. You have teenage girls. Nothing but the apron, unless you're hiding.
What do you mean I can't have it? What is it?
Well, it's people wearing nothing but the apron.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
my kids, listen.
There's Chris DePiero.
My
He's
kids
baby.
love that. What are you talking about? Like, listen. And meanwhile, my kids are big BTS fans, just so you know.
Oh, wow.
They love
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Leo is here. Leo's wearing nothing but the
Okay,
apron. Anyway, love
We'll
you
get me on
guys.
that
Wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And listen, if you want to, I know there's a lot of people out there that I haven't had on the show yet, but I will. We're going to get Andy Praska on the show where it's just Andy and another person. I'm going to, because Andy does so many interesting things. Lucas, I'd love to have you on the show as well. Bill Morgan, we'll get Bill Morgan on the show. So many amazing people are out there. Take care of one another. Try not to lose your temper. And it's okay to eat.
Wear a mask.
We can eat for another month. That's it. I'm telling myself. I love you guys.
Love you, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Lynn, I love you.
Love you, Leo.
Jay, all right. See you guys.